Hey guys, so I've been doing, sharing some information on different personality types because we all talk about, people buy from the people that they know, they like, they trust. So we need to build bridges. We need to build a lot of me too's when we're connecting with people because, it's so funny. Guys are crazy. Like guys will talk and they're sitting there going, trying to one up each other and, one's talking about Ford, one's talking about Chevy. We're just ridiculous, right? Girls are so good at connecting with each other and just finding out about each other, and they're, loving and caring and all that. And that's why girls connect so much better. So this video is for everyone, but guys especially, listen, you want to make sure that you're building bridges with people, not arguing with people, right? So let's go over the different personality types. We already talked about the reds, blues, yellows, and greens. Let's talk about auditories, visuals, and kinesthetics, okay? So let's start with the visuals. Visuals are someone that a lot of times they're going to dress really sharp. They care about their appearance. They normally talk faster. They're very animated in their speech. They're using their hands and different things like that when they are speaking. And the reason why is because they learn visually. So they like to see things. They're going to use words like, oh, that sound, or that's pretty clear. They're going to use words that have to do with vision. I see what you're saying. Okay. That's clear. So we're going to use words like that when you're talking to a visual. Pay attention to the words that they use that have to do with sight, because that's how they take things in. Then you have auditories, right? Auditories, they're going to talk a little bit slower. By the way, visuals breathe from up high. They breathe high in their diaphragm, so you can watch their breathing and see that they breathe high in their diaphragm, and they normally are going to be faster paced and all that. So that's your visuals. Now, auditories, on the other hand, talk a little bit slower. And auditories, you can ask them a question, what did you do today? And they're going to say, well, I woke up, I took a shower, then, I made breakfast, and then, I was on the way to work, and then like that stoplight, I had to stop at that stoplight, and then, oh, by the way, yeah, I made my kid breakfast. They just go on and on and on in their stories, right? They talk a whole lot. It's like, can you get a visual is like, can you get to the point? Because they want you to get to the point. They don't want to hear all this stuff. And an auditory loves to hear themselves talk. They love to verbalize everything. They're going to use words like, hey, that sounds pretty good. And they're going to use, I hear what you're saying. They're going to say things that have to do with sound. So you want to pay attention to this. They also breathe like midsection, right? They breathe from right here. That is an auditory. You want to make sure that if you're talking to an auditory, you let them talk. But then if you're talking to a visual, you have to get to the point. Now we're going to talk about kinesthetics. Kinesthetics are the type of people that everything is about how they feel about things. And they'll say things like, I don't know how I feel about that, or I feel uncomfortable, or they'll say things that have to do with feelings, right? Kinesthetics are very touch-oriented. They get in your space. A lot of times they're going to touch you when they're talking. And they're going to basically, everything has to do with touch. When a kinesthetic talks to you, they're touching you. Well, visuals don't always like to be touched. So if you notice somebody's touching you and you're a visual, like a visual notices somebody's touching them, where a kinesthetic, it's normal for the whole touch. They also breathe lower, and they may have their shoulders a little bit more forward when they're talking. They also can be more soft toned. You have to make them feel good about everything that you're talking about, and really just make them feel comfortable, because comfortable has to do with feelings, right? So that's your kinesthetics. So these are some tips on what you can do. Why am I telling you this? These are the ways that we connect with people. So if we're building a bridge, people like themselves. We have to match and mirror people where they are. So we want to come to them from their personality type, whether it be red, blue, yellow, green. We also want to come to them and match their movements, right? So if they're talking slow, you want to slow your pace down. If they're talking fast and moving their hands, you want to do the exact same thing. We want to build bridges with people. We don't want to be fake, but we also want to connect with people and make them feel comfortable, because people like themselves. Hope this helps. Great tip of the day. Check out my other videos.